Cześć! Jak się masz? Mam nadzieję, że dobrze. This is going to be the first video in our playlist of Intermediate Polish, and I thought it would be nice to go over some sentences when you introduce yourselves. You might think it's for basic Polish, but then when you say basic sentences, you'll need to think of different cases you use, and we'll go over a few different examples. And I was also wondering how you were learning Polish, perhaps just learning by listening to it, your friends, relatives. Perhaps you came to Poland and you were learning Polish without any lessons, and you can already speak, you can already communicate. However, you realize you make quite a few mistakes when using different endings and you're not sure how to get it right. So I'm going to help you with this today. Let's get started then. First sentence will be about a job or a role you have. So we'll start with jestem, and then you can use your job. For example, jestem nauczycielką. Jestem nauczycielką. The same thing, a man would say, jestem nauczycielem. Following jestem, when you want to talk about a job, or when you want to talk about nationality, for example, you will use a case called instrumental. And you've already might have noticed that there are two endings in singular. So when you use a feminine noun, it will be on. Nauczycielką. When you use a masculine or a neuter noun, you will use m, ending m. Jestem nauczycielem. Jestem dzieckiem. Jestem pilotem. Another example of a sentence that you might want to use when you introduce yourself is interesuję się. Interesuję się. And this one is also followed by an instrumental case. So a few examples for you. Interesuję się sportem. Sport, a masculine noun, so the ending is m. Sportem. Interesuję się sportem. Sztuka, art. Interesuję się sztuką. Interesuję się sztuką. Teatr, theatre. How would you say I'm interested in theatre? Interesuję się teatrem. Interesuję się teatrem. In plural, you have just one ending for all nouns, which is ami. So our example sentence is interesuję się książkami. Let's move on to some other phrases you might want to use when you introduce yourself. You can say where you live or where you work. And when you want to say that, you will need to use a locative case in Polish. A locative case is quite difficult because it has a lot of different endings in singular, depending what the last consonant is in your noun that you want to use in a locative case. But the more you practice, the better you will see a certain pattern emerging there. Let me give you a few examples. At the end of the video, there is a table with all different endings. On to some examples there. Pracuję w biurze. Pracuję w teatrze. So notice what's happening. Teatr, teatrze. Biuro, biurze. Pracuję na uniwersytecie. Pracuję w supermarkecie. Supermarket w supermarkecie. Uniwersytet na uniwersytecie. Another pair of examples. Pracuję w pubie. Pracuję w sklepie. Sklep w sklepie. Pub w pubie. By the way, notice that I used an English word pub, which we use in Polish with our Polish endings. So in a pub or at a pub, you'll say w pubie. Pracuję w pubie. I live in, which is mieszkam w, and I will give you a few examples of different countries. Mieszkam w Hiszpanii. Hiszpania, w Hiszpanii. Mieszkam w Wielkiej Brytanii. Wielka Brytania, w Wielkiej Brytanii. Mieszkam we Francji. Francja, Francji. But with Poland there is a different ending because the last consonant is different. Polska, w Polsce. So then in a sentence, mieszkam w Polsce. I'd love you to write in the comments a few sentences about you. Where you're from, where you live, what you're interested in, where you work. I'm sure you can do it. Let's just recap those phrases that we practiced today. Jestem, followed by a job, for example. Interesuję się sportem, muzyką, filmami. Mieszkam w i pracuję w. That's all for today. Dziękuję bardzo i do zobaczenia.